Hi guys, I'm Kristin Tate with Rebel Buzz. Here are 3 stories that you probably missed in the mainstream media this week. In the wake of the tragic shooting in a Texas church that left 26 people dead and more wounded, the left is already using the incident to scoff at Americans who offered thoughts and prayers for those affected. These thoughts and prayers were met with annoyance and anger from many on the mainstream media and the left. Take a look at what Don Lemon had to say about it.
Ted Cruz, keeping all harmed in Sutherland Springs in our prayers and grateful for our brave first responders on the scene. Thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers.
Other celebrities and pundits are also seizing the opportunity to mock Christianity as a whole. Look, it's fine to have strong opinions on gun control, but why direct the anger at well-intentioned Americans who are praying for the victims? Prayer gives people hope. It makes us feel unified after a tragic event. The outrage at prayer just represents a larger national trend. As America becomes more hostile towards Christianity, insensitive rhetoric towards the faith has become increasingly acceptable. Ironically, it's usually the very people who pride themselves on being tolerant who love to mock Christianity and prayer the most. Many times, shootings like the one in Texas bring out the best in humanity. We see people risk their lives to save their neighbors. We see communities come together to help each other. But other times, unfortunately, tragic events bring out the worst in politics. A new CNN poll reveals that the majority of Americans now have an unfavorable view of the Democratic Party. Only 37% of Americans now see the party favorably. Well, this is exactly what happens when you rig your own primary election rather than let the voters decide. Last week, former DNC head Donna Brazile came forward with bombshell claims that the DNC had handed over control of the party to Hillary Clinton in her campaign. Now, the vast majority of young Democratic voters in this country supported Hillary's opponent, Bernie Sanders. And these voters no longer trust the party's establishment. They didn't trust it before, but now their mistrust is validated. Tom Perez, who's the current chair of the DNC, can't afford to lose young voters who have been critical in electing Democrats to office at every level. Now, despite this new poll, Democrats did see some wins this week. Left-wing candidates won governor's races in states like New Jersey and Virginia. But the left shouldn't get too comfortable in the wake of these wins. Their unfavorability ratings should serve as a huge wake-up call to the leaders of the party who continue to be in denial about why they lost the 2016 election. The Democrats' problems go far beyond the corruption of the DNC. The party has really struggled to come up with a unifying, uplifting message that'll mobilize voters to go out there and vote. Resisting Trump is not a platform. If the Democrats want to take back the House, maybe even the presidency, then they'll need to do some honest self-reflection about why they lost in 2016, and why, despite some predictable wins on Tuesday, the party's approval ratings have tanked. Civil rights hero Jesse Jackson has been accused of sexual harassment. Journalist Danielle Young claims that Jackson grabbed her thigh and made a crude comment during a meet and greet for Black journalists. Now, following Young's statements, a representative for Jackson said in a statement that he doesn't recall the events. The allegations are damning, and they're only the latest in a string of disturbing sexual harassment and assault allegations. Now, these kind of accusations are plaguing the entertainment, news, and political industries. Of course, it all started out with the accusations of sexual assault against Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. But since then, other once powerful men like actor Kevin Spacey, film producer Brett Ratner, and an NPR executive have all been accused of harassment, assault, or rape. This should be a time of self-reflection by many of the nation's most powerful media and political moguls. Celebrities and left-wingers love to rant against President Trump and portray him as a womanizer. Many even accused him of actually perpetuating rape culture when that 2005 tape surfaced last year in which he said he likes to grab women by the pussy. Sure, Trump's comments in that tape were lewd, they were disgusting, but they don't come anywhere near close to actual sexual assault. It's time for virtue signalers to take a good hard look at the rampant inappropriate behavior in their own industries. Actress Meryl Streep used her Golden Globes acceptance speech to slam Trump as a womanizer this year. Yet a few years earlier, she gave a standing ovation to Roman Polanski, the filmmaker found guilty of raping an underage girl at an awards show a few years ago. Now we find out that the LAPD is investigating claims by actor Corey Feldman that there is a pedophile ring in Hollywood. Where's the outrage from Streep and others over that? It's time for celebrities and left-wingers to stop turning a blind eye to the unethical behavior that has victimized women by their own peers. If they're unwilling to point out bad behavior when it comes from their own side, then their criticism of Trump and other conservatives, they aren't valid. I'm Kristin Tate, and that's The Buzz.